Hello and welcome. Olga is here. If you don't know me, my name is Olga. I'm a relationships coach and advanced fast TFT practitioner. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how to heal a wound of an affair. Now, in the last couple of weeks, I worked with more than one client who came to me with this particular issue. Was one of the things that they would like to deal with on their way to creating healthy and happy relationship moving forward. And so I wanted to jump in on a call and talk to you about this particular issue because it's such an important piece of healing and creating a healthier foundation to move forward and to avoid repeating old relationship patterns. So now, first thing that I want to say, guys, is there's more than one case scenario here that we can talk about. So it could be that you are in the midst of this right now and you're dealing with this. It could be that you are on the side who actually is committing an affair, or it could be it's something that happened in the past and you are healing from that event because psychologically you still feel the emotional weight of that betrayal. So I wanted to focus on this last third case where we will talk specifically about the fact that it's something that happened in the past and it's something that you just want to clear from your energy system and you don't feel the not good enough feeling or rejection or betrayal that kind of come from having that experience taking place in the past. So first thing that I wanted to tell you guys, is to start by saying is that from my observation, there's some really interesting stories that people create in their mind based on that experience. One of the story that I'm hearing over and over has to do that I'm not good enough. I haven't done a good enough job, or I haven't, performed well, or something about our ability or our innate nature that reflects in that experience. Now, on one end, it's good to take responsibility for whatever happened in your marriage and have, a healthy way to look at it and say, how could I have done it something better? On the other end, I don't want you to feel guilty and take full, complete, 100% responsibility of what happened, because essentially affair is, I don't know if you're religious or not, but it's a sin. It's not moral. It's not a good thing to do, generally speaking, regardless of whatever is happening in your marriage. If you are in committed relationship, you have, signed up for that consciously, and if there are problems that are happening, my hope is that for conscious people, they're working on resolving these problems versus on jumping and trying to fix it with an affair. So what I want you to notice first of all is what stories are you creating? If it's guilt, if it's not good enough, if it's betrayal and rejections, I want you to tap on it and change it, because in absolute truth, it does take two to tango, but an affair is a decision that your partner has made, and that's not a very conscious, it's not a very good decision, and it's not something that will heal your marriage. So per se, you had some issues that need to be dealt with. That's not something that's gonna help, right? So what would be a better decision is for you to get together and work on that, right? And deal with this. And unfortunately, so often, so most of my clients are women. So when I work with women, they'll say, well, I should have done something else, or I should have said something else, or, I just feel I'm not good enough, and that other woman is prettier or smarter. And it's really fascinating to observe some of these thoughts and beliefs and feelings toward that other woman, to what I feel like I actually feel bad for the other woman. It's not a good thing to be, in that kind of relationship with a married man. It really is not. It's I don't want to say I feel pity, because it's not a good feeling either. So I want to say I feel love and compassion, and I send love and compassion to the woman on the other side of that spectrum. But the honest truth, it's definitely not someone to be jealous of, or, saying like, I want what she has. That's just not a good position. It's also a bad karma, right? And not in a sense necessarily of Buddhism, but it's just, you don't want to do something to others that you don't want to be done to you. You see what I'm saying, guys? And so I want you to really start paying attention to what kind of thoughts that you have in your mind and what kind of stories you are creating around this particular situation. Because if you're creating a story that you're not good enough, or you haven't done this, or you haven't, I want you to tap on it and I want you to clear it. Now, I want you to take your gifts and lessons from that, right? So a person that I worked with a couple of years ago, and she wouldn't believe me. I told her, listen, There will be one day when you look back at your marriage and you say, I'm glad that my spouse has cheated. I am grateful that my spouse has cheated. Because of that, I was able to leave that relationship that wasn't good in the first place. And if my spouse wouldn't cheated, I wouldn't have the courage to leave and step out. And she wouldn't believe me. She would have said, oh, I will never feel grateful for that. So, as time was by, we did some tapping, and I spoke to her a few days ago, and she said, Olga, I remember that day when I felt grateful for that affair, because I saw how much my life have changed, how much I was able to see about that person that I wasn't able to see before. So I want you to start noticing what's happening, and I want you to create a final outcome, and I would love for this to be the state of gratitude. If anything, state of gratitude is something that I think you should default to just about anything, right? Because both in business and in relationships, you never fail. You never lose. You either win or you learn. Let me say it again. In both relationship and business, you never fail and you never lose. You either win or you learn. So start looking what learning experiences are there and use tapping to clear anything that does not serve you or does not feel good about that experience, right? And so let's go ahead and do a quick tapping round together on any feelings, any voices, any stories you're creating around this, so we can have a clean, beautiful cut, right, and energetically living that experience in the past. So if you are stepping on a journey of dating or relationships, you can actually have a more beautiful map to build from and to design from, versus then fear of somebody cheating on you again, right? Let's do this, ladies. Oh, before I forget, there is, depending on when you're watching this video, but if you're watching it at the time of I'm recording it, there is a webinar coming up, and I would love for you to join us. It's next week, January 16th. And so mark your calendar and make sure that you sign up. I'll drop a link before to go ahead and sign up for you guys. And I'll be talking about dating in a modern world. I'll be talking about healing wounds and healing limiting beliefs. It's a really, really gorgeous event that I'm very excited about, and I wanted to invite you before we start tapping. Now, if you're watching it after the event is over, come join my mailing list anyways, because I do those events very often, and there's something very exciting coming up in February, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, let's go back to the story and see what's happening and what's going on in terms of this. Maybe it's betrayal. Maybe it's any other things that's popping up. So just notice this in your body. And of course, if you're familiar with fast EFT, cleaning the memories or changing the memories is a good process. It goes a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but do come to the webinar. We'll go more in details there. But flipping those memories, those bad, hurtful, painful memories, is actually a really, really great way to defractionate it and to really change this programming. For now, we'll just go ahead and tap together. If you guys never tapped, it's super easy. It's very amazing and easy technique to change the triggers and fight or flight response, to really make peace with the past and to really change the way you feel. I know Netflix and wine and new haircut can give you this feeling, but on a deeper level, if you really want to heal your past, tapping is absolutely amazing too. All right, you go ahead and take a deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you do, you need to close your eyes. Tap into this feeling. Notice what's coming up. Notice the stories. And just tap with me. Take 2 fingers. Repeat after me. Say what I say. Do what I do. Say, I release and let it go. Any stories that I'm creating around this experience. Maybe it's a feeling of failure. Maybe it's a feeling of not good enough. Maybe it's a feeling of guilt. Whatever it is, it's my time to let it go. I release the heaviness, any energetic imprint that this memory left in me. I release and let go of the fear of this repeating, of the fear of me not noticing the signs. It's safe to let it go. It's a different version of me now. I will see what I need to see, and I will notice all the red flags before I get hurt. I release and let it go. It's safe to change the way I see it. It's safe to change the perspective. I don't want to blame my ex, but I do know that it takes 2 to tango. It wasn't just me. It's not my fault. I choose to take my lessons, responsibility, and the beautiful gift out of this. I've learned something, I've grown from it, and God knows I'll do better next time around. I release and let go of everything else. It's safe to let it go. Just let it go. Wonderful. Go ahead and grab your wrist, take a deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out. Say peace. Fantastic. All right, ladies, thank you so much for watching, and please start noticing any stories. Every time you create a story around an event, just remind yourself, believe nothing, just feel good, right? It's fascinating how we can replay movies and stories in our mind over and over, and it's fascinating how good sometimes we are at torturing ourselves. So love yourselves, think happy thoughts. It's okay to let it go. The past is in the past. It's your time to step in and create a better future, happier life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.